Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today, I want to talk about something a little bit particular. I want to talk about Demiurge Luna. She was just announced last night, less than, I would say probably about 12-ish hours ago. I was going to bed at the time and then, had a little bit of a busy morning this morning. And I just got the opportunity to sit down and look at her and look at the kit. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think she's going to be a fucking problem. All right. I'm gonna get it off my chest right now. When I saw Omega Nadja, I didn't think that was all the 2-year anniversary had to offer. Because last anniversary was Gnosis Dahlia, who was an absolute menace in PvP and was a festival limited unit. Omega Nadia, because thank you whoever corrected, I'm totally blanking on your name right now. Let me actually double check that really quickly, because I have it here, I'm just blind. There it is. Kilvan O'Shea, thank you so much for correcting my pronunciation. I didn't know that it was Nadia and not Nadja. I was pronouncing it Nadja the entire fucking time. But Nadia is the correct pronunciation from my understanding, assuming her name is from the Nordic region. Thank you, Kilvan. Really appreciate it. But when Omega Nadia came out, I did not think that was all that we were going to have. I knew we were going to have a little something else. I wasn't sure what it was going to be, but Nadia seemed too specific. Seemed too... It was trying to capture a niche too well, and the niche was to try to help out against Gnosis Beth team compositions, which, by the way, did help a bit. Gnosis Beth is being a little bit reduced, but Omega Nadia cannot do all of it. And so Gnosis Beth is still popping in and out every once in a while and still kind of being a problem. But that's the problem even in itself, was that Nadia seemed too focused on one specific issue, that it was foolish, in my opinion, foolish to think that was the only limited/premium unit we were going to get for the 2-year anniversary. And turns out, here we are with Demiurge Luna. Now, when Luna came out, I like Luna. I think she has a very interesting kit. I like the barrier. I think she's very, very helpful against Blazing Knight Meteos for anybody who needs the extra help. This Demiurge Luna, however, I think is going to be a fucking menace in PvP for too many reasons. My thing is right here. So she's branded as a versatile hero who deals heavy single target damage to enemies and excels at multi-target damage. Will be joining us during the upcoming drop rate event. Okay, cool. So, single target DPS, multi-target DPS, cool. Whatever. She's got a fucking form change. White Knight and Eternal Knight. She has a goddamn form change, which immediately makes her kit 1.5 times more valuable than other people's because of her ability to essentially fit multiple niches. And it allows more options. Therefore, it's harder to deal with when you have more options. So, without further ado, I want to start talking about it. First off, her S1 is called Heaven's Fall, and it's also her burst skill. So her S1, essentially, with the White Knight effect, attacks an enemy and increases her priority by 20%. Not bad. With Eternal Knight, attacks an enemy and increases the caster's attack by 1 turn. That's more of a problem. Getting your attack increased for a turn is more of a problem than your priority going up a little bit. The priority is nice, don't get me wrong. However, attack increases is kind of nuts. Because I think it's I think attack increases are 50%. So next, it's the burst. And even the burst has effects. Her burst 1 with White Knight gives her +1 attack turn after attacking, which if you notice, her burst 1 on her S1 just basically makes do both effects. So if it's the White Knight, basically the basic White Knight increases priority, but with the burst 1, it gives her the +1 attack. With Eternal Knight that it increases the attack, it gives a +20% priority. So her burst 1 is basically you just get both buffs. At her burst 2 increases the damage and then also gets +2 accuracy. That's not bad. It's helpful. And then we have the burst 3, enhanced attack increases damage after attack immortality +1 turn. So we have another character that can get the immortality buff like Iota and Cannon. Immortality is not a huge deal. I mean, it can bring you back from the brink of losing a game, but there's ways around it. Gnosis Nella can strip buffs, Air can strip buffs. There's a lot of different ways around it to strip buffs or just flat out remove them. But Immortality is one of those ones where you're kind of hopeless until the opponent gets to make another turn. And the problem is it could be looped theoretically, because if you just keep burst 3ing, and then you have the one where if you take damage, you get chain points or AP, you get the action points from getting hit, you can essentially keep looping this. And it would be really hard to deal with. Her second skill, Abraxas. Abraxas is the one that does the switching. So changes the current state to White Knight, Eternal Knight, so whichever one you're not already in, and gains an additional turn. Increases the duration of buffs granted to the caster by 1 turn. Each form grants a unique lasting effect. After using the skill, recovers 15 chain points. So, by switching between White and Eternal Knight, the reason why it has the increased duration of buffs granted to the caster is because when you use it, you get the additional turn, so they're giving you the ability to increase the duration of your buffs, so that way your buffs don't disappear when all you do is change forms. At least that's the mentality. However, as we know, if you have a irremovable buff, it won't, the timer will not increase with this because it's an irremovable buff. It's a little bit different. Each form grants a unique lasting effect. All right, let's read those. White Knight, which is the one I believe you start in, reduces final damage taken by 75%. Only the highest value of final damage reduction is applied. Irremovable. So, you will take 75% less damage. Just because. Because we needed a mage that was a tank in disguise. Because that's what that is. You're just a tank in disguise. That also hits still like a mage. However, Eternal Knight. The fewer allies there are, excluding yourself, the greater the damage you deal. So, up to 150%. That's because you'll have 3 allies. If 3 allies are dead, and Demi Luna is the last one, she will get a 150% damage increase. On a mage. On a goddamn mage. Yeah, no, it seems fine. Seems fair. And then after using the skill, recovers 15 chain points. That's not so helpful in PvP, but I mean, they can't gear everything to PvP or PvE, as we've talked about before. So it makes sense that we get a little bit of chain points in there. Next, Moonlight opening the dawn. The White Knight ability attacks an enemy. This skill ignores 30% of the target's defense and increases damage dealt. When attacking with an advantageous element, grants invulnerability for 1 turn. So, this seems to be very much a White Knight is single target, Eternal Knight is AoE. And it also seems that White Knight tends to be more of the passive defensive version that just gives penetration, and Eternal Knight seems to be all about basically switching gears into a full offense and just going nuts with damage. Now, Eternal Night attacks all enemies and reduces the skill cooldown of the caster by 1 for each target and increases priority of the caster by 25%. The reason why it has a 6-turn cooldown is because you're going to reduce it up to maybe 4 to where you can do that every other turn almost, because you're also going to be able to use Abraxas all the time. You realistically will have a 3-turn Abraxas, which actually means 2-turn Abraxas, in which you can also reduce the cooldown of the Moonlight Opening the Dawn as much as you realistically want. You're going to be able to use the S2 and S3 pretty freely because of your ability to loop them back and forth. Now, she's a chain companion. After attacking, recovers the casters and the next skill chain caster's action points by 25. Not bad. And her dual attack effect is the same thing as it was in her S1. This is where we kind of get a little bit into some craziness. Chain and unique passive. 3-star, burst level 2 unlocked. Okay, no biggie. 4-star, plus 6% ally team critical hit chance. Okay, so we get a little bit of extra crit chance with her. Not bad. Not bad. Plus 50% critical damage. Wait a minute. That doesn't seem quite right. 5-star, burst level 3 unlocked, plus 25 action points at battle start. That seemed normal. 6-star, plus 30% penetration. Okay, not bad, not bad. The Moonlight Opening the Dawn's damage plus 100%. You gotta be shitting me. You gotta be absolutely kidding me right now. We're just gonna casually double the damage of her S3 that already has the ability to reduce cooldown and increase her priority, or ignore more defense. So I just want to point out, with the Moonlight Opening the Dawn, it ignores 30% of the target's defense naturally. At burst 6, you get to ignore another 30% of their defense. That's 60% of their defense. Obviously, it doesn't actually work that way mathematically. I think it becomes like 56.75 or something like that because of how math works. But if you do 30%, for easiness sake, let's just say it's 55% because math is funny. You're going to tell me that I get to ignore 55% of my target's defense and just say, fuck you, I'm hitting you this hard anyway? I'm sorry. I thought we had tanks in this game. Turns out they're made of paper. Because I guarantee this bitch is gonna hit harder. She's gonna hit like a goddamn freight train. This is atomic bomb versus newborn baby. And I thought Nadia was bad. This is worse. And that's not even considering her exclusive. So, Wisdom of the King, accuracy plus 30 to dark. Not too big of a deal. Increases priority when hit by 50%, activated once every 4 turns. So the first time she gets hit, she gets 50% priority. Basically, it's going to give her a free turn as long as you can get to that 50% mark. You get to 100% and you can get your turn next. That's not bad. That's really not bad at all. Especially for a mage who's going to have some issues with... Mages are going to have some issues with survivability. As long as they can live the first hit, this is going to allow her to start doing some damage and is going to allow you to keep this up. But here's the problem. This is the other issue I see. At her EE level 10, once the Moonlight Opening the Dawn used, it prevents the target from counterattacking when used. So that means that you can't counterattack. You're not going to be able to proc any form of counterattack. Gnosis Dahlia's crit counterattack won't work. Cannon's crit counterattack won't work. Karen's counterattack won't work. Anybody with a counterattack gear set isn't going to work. Nadia's built-in counterattack that is part of her kit is not going to work because of her EE level 10 effect. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're at all interested in PvP, you get this bitch to 6 stars as soon as fucking possible. And you are probably going to be able to steamroll this place. Now, I want to talk about the Demiurge recruit system because I think they're Ow, I just bashed my knee against my desk. I'm sorry. I'm going to be talking a little bit about this because I think we're touching this up a little bit. Players can recruit the Demiurge hero using the recruit currency called the Demiurge. You can recruit 1 time by using Call the Demiurge by 10. By the way, if you have 5 Demiurge currency, you're kind of fucked. I literally have 5 Demiurge currency. I can't use it. It won't even count as like half of one. Like it just is gonna sit in my inventory, and there's nothing I can do about it because they're not gonna give us any way to get like 5 Demiurge currency anymore, because that's how we were doing it before. We would get like 20 a day, which is no different than what we have now. The problem is that the 20 a day, if you didn't do everything, you could get like 15. I did that one time, and I just have 5 of the Demiurge recruitment, the Call of the Demiurge, and it's just sitting in my inventory now. So, Call of the Demiurge by 10 can be purchased for 225 ether. You can earn a separate mileage called False Gods Proof and Demiurge Recruitment. You can spend 200 of this mileage to guarantee you a Demi. You can perform 1 free recruit per day with mileage False God Proofs accumulating. When performing a free recruit, the chosen recruitment rate will be locked, and you won't be able to change the selected target for 7 days. So you pick one, you can't change it for 7 days. When performing a free recruit, the chosen recruitment target will be locked. So when you do your free recruit for 7 days, it won't be able to change, which is fine. Demiurge recruit pool and rates. So if you were actually curious about the rates, it's right here. Essentially, a 1-star hero is a 77.25% chance, a 2-star hero is a 19% chance, and a 3-star hero is a 3.75% chance, with your selected Demiurge taking up, 1.25%, and any other 3-star hero taking up 2.5%. But individually, you have an 8.58% chance to get a 1-star. Like, this is nice. I like seeing this because it's nice. But realistically, you want that 1.25% to get that selected Demiurge. Realistically, that means every 100 pulls you should get 1 Demiurge. After 400 pulls, you should get 5. Which is kind of a little frustrating because I wish it was a little bit more than that. But I also understand. I just wish it was a little bit more, just to say the least. But anyway, previous Demiurge heroes will be added to the Demiurge recruit pool and will be included as possible 3-star recruit and have a recruit chance different from the other 3-star heroes. Delta, Scotty, and Luna will be added to the 3-star recruit pool. Anybody who needed them to get 6 stars or wanted to work on them, now being added to the 3-star recruit pool, so pay attention to that. Unique heroes with unique recruit conditions, Stella and Sigma, will be excluded from the Demiurge recruit pool, unfortunately. The new heroes updated after the Demiurge Luna drop rate up event will not be added to the Demiurge recruit pool. The new Demiurge hero, Demiurge Luna, will not be added to normal recruit, but will be added to the Demiurge recruit system after her drop rate up. So when her banner goes away, she'll get added on to the everything else. Monad Gate. Everyone has been super hyped for Monad Gate. Frankly, I'm going to be honest with you. I was not around when Monad Gate was teased at all. And so I don't really understand the hype for it, but I'm still excited nonetheless because I do really appreciate this game and I cherish this game, and I'm excited to see what we have. So, we're going to go to Lobby Adventure Monad Gate, so it's going to be a new tab in there. You unlock it upon clearing Season 2 Part 1. Pay attention. Pay attention. Monad Gate will be organized by theme, and themes will be gradually updated. Monad Gate first theme, Archdemon of Bane, will feature a story from another dimension. Archdemon of Bane. Whoever knows the Archdemon of Bane, please leave that down in the comments below. Let me know who the Archdemon of Bane is. Let's see if you actually pay attention to the game lore. Excited to see if anybody actually knows that. You can claim rewards based on your Monad report level. You can obtain a title that grants effects when equipped, time rewinders, and currency required for hero growth. You can earn additional rewards by clearing nodes. Rewards will be sent to your inventory upon giving up or reaching the ending. I'm excited. Hero growth. Give me those blue books, damn it. You can use exclusive Monad Gate currency acquired by clearing Monad Gate nodes to unlock content and for useful enhancements and convenience features within the gate. I don't know what they mean by convenience features or useful enhancements. I just know that I'm probably going to be spending a couple hours doing this when the update hits, so be prepared. So we'll get Essence of Warline, which is a box, and then Monad Gear, which is a gear. It looks like the gear that's behind Eva, or Meva. I just want to point out, this looks a little funny because this looks like her basic skin, but it's the black gear. I thought it was an orange gear. I don't know. I did it again. Whoopsies. I hate when I do that. I click on a picture and then it brings me away. Weekly missions will be added alongside the new Monad Gate content. It looks like use 50 stamina, use some stamina, clear some Monad Gate routes. Complete all weekly missions on the Monad Gate, gives you 250 of the gears, and it looks like we get some red boxes. I don't know what they're going to be. New event dungeon, Chasing the Moonlight of the End. Of course, as per usual, whenever we get a new character, we always have to get a new event that is going to be talking about the new character, kind of going through their story a little bit to kind of mention how they came to be. Chasing the Moonlight of the End will begin. Clear Adventure, Normal Adventure Season 1, Area 3-3. The schedule is going to be from May 20th to June 4th before the maintenance, and the shop is going to be open until the 9th. The ranked challenge is going to open on the 27th, so 1 week after everything goes. To access the event dungeon, tap on the event story banner. You can acquire various rewards by completing missions, which is typically going to be gold. We get a little bit of ether from that. You can acquire special event currency by clearing dungeons in the event area. Repeat rewards available after initial clear, of course. Hard mode will be available once all of the normal difficulty event dungeons have been successfully cleared. You can enter the hard mode dungeon up to 20 times per day to earn event currency. Right. Okay. Rank challenge, of course, as it always is. Basic skill manuals, intermediate skill manuals. But this time we have special recruitment tickets. Nice. Oh, great. Special recruitment tickets. Oh, fuck. I don't have any more of those. I used them all on Nadia. You can use Mithril acquired from playing through Chasing the Moonlight of the End to acquire various items. The bonus heroes are Demiurge Luna, and Stella. Base Stella. After clearing the week 1, you'll get 4 of the green books, 2 of the blue ones, 1 of the red one. And then you'll get 1.2 million gold for completing the hard mode. The shop has 5-star talisman selection chest, a profile frame, Condemned by the Polar Night, Crown of the Midnight Sun. You'll get some gold, some Stella pieces, some Luna pieces, Refined Gluonite, Armor Gluonite, Transit Stone, Individuals, Transit Stone Totals, Stage 3 Random Gem Chests, not bad, and then some steak dishes. The check-in event will have a 5-day check-in event, 200 mithril for the event coins for day 1, 1 million gold for day 2, 5 of the blue books for day 3, 3 armor gluonite for day 4, and 100 Call of the Demiurge event for 100. The new guild raid season, the Frost Legion, will be according to the schedule below. Unfortunately, there's 2 people in my guild. I am one of them, so my guild has been sucking ass. I would appreciate it if you guys joined the guild if you guys aren't already in a guild. That would be super dope. New joint challenge season, Night of Hope Medios will begin according to the following schedule. So we'll have Night of Hope Medios again. Hopefully we'll be able to deal with Night of Hope Medios in a much better way than we did before, considering we've got so many new powerful characters that probably are going to help out a lot. So we got some step up stuff like we normally do. That's just ether, gold, recruitment tickets, etc., etc. You know, every time you buy shit, you'll get some more stuff for free, etc., etc. Other changements and improvements. Some adjustments have been made to Chibi Gnosis Beth's models. The Exploration Support Pack banner and the Terminus Isle Exploration screen will now display the remaining monthly subscription period. The Arena UI will be partially improved. When a tier cannot be identified, a hidden label and icon will now be displayed. The tooltip and enhancement descriptions for Omega Nadja's Skill Burst 2 and Skill 3 have been partially revised. No functional changes have been made. Before unique buff, after irregular infection. The Day 1 mission titles for new and returning units will be changed. Before Clear Area Normal 1, Clear Area Normal 1-10. Okay. Error fixes. So we got a little bit of bugs here. Fix an issue where battle speed would double after bingo animation. If anyone found that out, it was fucking hilarious. I thought it was the best thing ever. I got through so much of the extra story stuff that I didn't want to because of the double animation speed. I thought it was really funny. Fix an issue where supporters mission clear notification were displayed on accounts not participating in the Mercia supporters event. No idea what that means. Probably didn't happen to me. Fix an issue where the Day 1 mission clear normal area 1 for new and returning players would not complete after clicking go and clearing the stage. Fair enough, that's probably a bad thing. Fix an issue where the featured event notification pop-up would appear repeatedly when moving to the lobby under certain conditions. That happened to me a lot. I just ignored it. Glad they fixed it though. Fix an issue where the recruitment screen would display abnormally when selecting Battle Pass. Go to recruitment without selecting Demiurge Aste as the Demiurge target. Of course, they even fangirl over Demiurge Aste. Look at that. Fix an issue where animations were displayed abnormally when entering the hero lobby with the one and only Wish Eva costume equipped with Monad Eva. Huh. I never noticed that. I don't think I ever set her up in the hero lobby. That's kind of funny, though. I kind of want to test it later just to see what it looks like. Fix an issue in Karin's side story chapter 11, Hidden Malice, where the modeling of mutated Wyver did not display as intended. Okay. Fix an issue where the Book of Evolution does not count towards the upgrade hero to stage 6 mission and Alpha's guide quest. Also, another issue, Outerplane, Proxon, if you're listening, if you actually do take the time to watch my videos, which I would appreciate. So along with only having 5 of the Call of the Demiurge currency that I can't get rid of, I also have Eternal's trust item that will give her to level 10 trust. However, mine is at level 10 trust, and so it's just kind of sitting, but I can't use it to give anybody else because it's, you know, specifically for Eternal. But I don't want it anymore. I want it out of my inventory. Help me figure that out. Can I, like, get it traded for the regular one or something? I have no idea. But yeah, we can look at some of these comments if you want to. This guy wrote a whole fucking paragraph. Let's see. Holy flarkamole. Okay, buddy. He's 12. I already liked Luna before, both as a character and unit, but this is a whole nother level. Not only did you give her an insane amount of quality animations, she probably has the most in-depth and involved kit, and golly, what a kit it is. Yes, because it's going to be fucking broken for PvP. It's funny because her skills don't change too much throughout enhancement because they start out so insane. We'll have to see your actual stats and stuff. This might be the first unit, Demiurge or otherwise, to give Gnosis Dahlia a run for her money. Gnosis Nella did that already, buddy. And she's a normal Demiurge unit. How is she not the anniversary unit? Because Nadia was crazy. Her transcends are just, yeah, we're going to the poorhouse for this one. I'm actually glad there isn't RTA at the moment, as she would easily dominate it. Oh yeah, Monad Gate looks hype too. Thank you everyone involved. Yeah, so I'll admit, I do appreciate everybody that works on these and is able to push out these awesome patch notes so we can look over them and we can talk about them. We kind of already have an idea on what we're going to be dealing with. Whoever designed Demiurge Luna, they need to either be promoted or fired. None of, like, either or. Either promote them so they make more characters, or fire them if they proceed to never make a character like this again. Because I think she's going to break the meta. I think it's going to be a little bit of a problem. Is it going to be a good problem? It might be. It might help us steer away from Gnosis Beth as much as it is. My only issue is that I think introducing a light mage into this is already going to overshadow a lot of the dark units we already have. And so my issue is that I'm worried that with the introduction of Demiurge Luna, I played Epic 7 for a very little amount of time, but I do know that all of the PvP units were light or dark, and that was it. Like, a lot of the really high-end PvP units were light or dark units, because that way they didn't have a elemental weakness, and if they did, they were able to hit them just as hard back. And my concern with this is that introducing a strong PvP character like this, I'm worried we're going to go down that path again of what Epic 7 did. And Epic 7 was a whole other thing because PvP was such a big part of Epic 7 that it's kind of crazy. And you're able to, as of right now, enjoy Outerplane without following too much into that PvP wormhole. But if you introduce a character like this, Demiurge Luna, I mean, what's going to stop them next in the next couple months? Well, you know, when they do their 2.5 year anniversary, when they release, I don't know, like, Demiurge Cannon. That's just going to be like a tank that actually is just hits really fucking hard. You know, a tank with a defensive conversion that proceeds to just sweep through things without an issue. That's my problem, right? Is that we've been pretty good about PvP characters. I mean, there are ways to beat Gnosis Beth, and I mean, Demiurge Vlada has been around for so long, and Demi Vlada is still so prominent in a lot of PvP just because she has a skill that only one other character has now, and that's Ryu from the Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon collab. I couldn't remember the Japanese name for it in my head right now. But, you know, there are two characters with that speed buff skill, and Demi Vlada was getting so much use because of the uniqueness of it. When you give a character the ability to negate so much damage that they're able to stay around for a long period of time and then proceed to switch gears and immediately nuke the opponent's entire team and wipe them out of existence before they get to even really make a turn after that. Because with 75% damage resistance, it's going to be hard to pop her. And if you invest even just a little bit in her defense, it's going to be even harder. I genuinely do not know if we're going to need to invest that much into her attack because she's already going to get so many damage multipliers. I think it might honestly be more worth it to kind of work on more of her HP and more of her defense to try to get her to live a little bit longer so she can do more damage. Because I don't care how much damage you do in the first hit. If you can do 2 hits instead of 1 hit, you're probably going to do more damage with the 2 hits. You know, and that's the problem is that I think this is opening a doorway into a serious issue that we're going to have with going down Epic 7's path of it being so PvP focused. But the good news is Monad Gate is actually the entire opposite. I mean, Monad Gate is entirely PvE, from my knowledge at least. And the conversation I've had with a couple people in the general Discord and our community Discord that we have separate. Shout out Eva Mains, by the way. If Monad Gate is so PvE focused, but then we release a character like this that's so PvP focused, it's gonna be a real fucking problem because, you know, there are some people, and my wife actually started playing this game, and she does not like the PvP mechanics at all. She hates the PvP mechanics. She hates the idea that if someone else has a 6-star Transcended Vlada, there's nothing she can do to outspeed them. Unless she herself has a 6-star Max Transcended Vlada that has the same amount of speed. And even then, once I explained to her the 5% speed differential, she said, what's the point then? There's not a point. Unless there's not a point in even trying to tie with that. You get close and you call it a day because realistically, if you lose for 5%, you probably were going to lose anyway. And so I'm just concerned with the direction that Demi Luna will take us. I think she's an amazing unit, and I think that's the problem, is I think she's too much of an amazing unit. And I think that the balance of our PvP is going to be shifted a little bit. I mean, Gnosis Beth did that too when Gnosis Beth came out. But I mean, there were ways around Gnosis Beth. And even now, you know, we can still beat Gnosis Beth every once in a while. You just have to, you know, you throw on your base Dahlia with cranked out speed gear, and you freeze Gnosis Beth before she has a chance. Or you use your Ryu or your Vlada to outspeed her and nuke her. I honestly, looking at this, the only way I can get to the point of not dealing with Demi Luna is you stun her indefinitely or you freeze her. But the problem is she gets a priority boost when you hit her the first time. 50%. So that means she's going to get to her turn faster to get rid of the debuff faster. And then she has ways to make herself faster naturally. And especially with speed gear, we don't know her subclass yet. We just know she's a mage. If she's the wrong kind of mage subclass, if she is I can't remember which one it is, please somebody let me know down below. There is a specific type of wizard of the she's a wizard, never mind, it's right there, duh. There's a specific type of mage, I don't know if it's wizard, that is essentially can possibly be faster than most of the other rangers. And I think it is wizard. I think wizard, it might be enchanter, I can't remember. It's whichever one Monad Eva is. Whichever one Monad Eva is, I think that's the fast one. And I don't think it's wizard, but actually Monad's, fuck, goddammit, Monad Eva's a healer. Gnosis Nella, I think is the fast one, whichever one she is, but I think she's the enchanter. I don't think it's wizard. But if it is wizard, I'm honestly kind of terrified because Gnosis Nella is really fast. And if this is the same case for Demiurge Luna, I have a real stinking suspicion that this is gonna definitely cause problems for PvP. I'm guarantee they're probably gonna have some complaints for PvP when she gets added. I'm sure there are gonna be a lot of people that are gonna complain about Demiurge Luna being a serious problem. And the thing is that, you know, frankly, I think it's a good addition, but I think it's too much in the wrong way. I think it's too extreme. I think if you toned her skills down a little bit more, it'd be better. But what do I know? I'm not a game designer. I don't know the report. They can probably go in and see all the different reports of every PvP match ever. They probably have seen me lose the same person 17 times and wonder, wow, this guy's pretty much an idiot. Just because I don't remember their goddamn name. But anyway, enough of me blabbing. That's not what you guys came here. You guys came here to listen to me talk about, you know, the new character being absolutely busted and all the new additions. Hopefully I did a good job of that. And I'm going to be keeping you guys updated, hopefully, as long as everything goes correctly. If the update does not take too long this evening, I will probably be trying to upload first thing in the morning. If not, I will do my video recording first thing in the morning, and you'll probably expect the video early afternoon, worst case scenario. So hopefully I'll be able to talk about Demi Luna tomorrow morning or tomorrow early evening, depending on if I can pull her. I'm hoping I can pull at least one copy of her, so that way I can at least build her and discuss her. If not, I'm going to be sitting in the shitstorm for a little bit until I do pull her. And then once I do, I can build her, which is going to suck because everyone's already going to have her built and everyone's going to figure it out and no one's going to want to watch my content. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate all your guys' fantastic support and everything that I do. Shout out Eva Mains. Shout out Kilvan for your pointers and tips for doing when I uploaded my Omega Nadia breakdown to the Eva Mains Discord. Super cool Discord. I totally recommend you guys go check it out if you haven't already. It's a super cool group of people. They're super knowledgeable. They have so many different answers. I honestly tend to bug them with a lot of my little issues that I tend to have. And they're like, hey, why do you keep asking these questions? And I'm like, because I keep forgetting. I don't know how many times I've asked, hey, what's the max speed of Demi Vlada? It's 330. I should just remember it's 330. But I keep forgetting, so I keep asking. So, with that, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you guys. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Keep you updated on the Demiurge Luna, and good luck on all your pulls. Peace.